Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Bruce Frisco. It is Thursday, the 8th of January. This is CTV News. Tonight, critical of care. A Maritime nurse writes a scathing letter about conditions in one local hospital. Market adjustments. Signs of hope for first-time buyers. And 100 is the new 90. Mike Campbell shows no sign of slowing down as he enters triple digits.
Live from our Maritime's News Center, this is CTV News. Here is Bruce Frisco.
Good evening. A registered nurse is leveling harsh criticism at the New Brunswick government tonight over health care. She says the treatment her grandmother received while at a hospital in Fredericton was appalling. CTV's Laura Brown has details and reaction tonight.
For over a year now, the Chalmers Hospital Emergency Department has been so full that a makeshift treatment unit is handling the overflow. But the unit, 13 beds, was created in the former ambulance bay, essentially a garage. In an open letter to Premier Susan Holt posted on social media, Katarina Leckborg describes her 88-year-old grandmother's experience being treated in that unit. There is no bathroom, no running water, no sink to wash hands. She eats inches from the commode she must use to relieve herself. There is no privacy, a tattered curtain with holes, no doors. The lights are relentless, on all day and all night. She writes that the unit is not a solution, but concealment. The Premier and Health Minister agree.
When you look at that care in a garage, it's not ideal.
But they both say right now it's the only option.
The alternative is no care right now. If that MASH unit hadn't been transitioned by Horizon, then people would be outside in the parking lot. It's pretty hard to say that it's better than nothing because it is terrible.
Holt says she's been discussing the situation with Leckborg through texts and phone calls. Horizon Health CEO says the very existence of this unit reflects the severe strain the system is under. Today, 121 patients at the Chalmers are waiting for a long-term care placement. The Minister of Health says he's working on that.
We have people that are under the care of the public trustee. We're asking the public trustee to help us get people from a hospital ALC status to a nursing home.
Leckborg ended her letter stating, "Healthcare is governed by a fundamental duty, do no harm. What is happening now is harm. This is not care, it is systemic failure." CTV has reached out to Leckborg but is yet to hear back. Laura Brown, CTV News, Fredericton.
New Brunswick launched its first Alzheimer and dementia strategy today. The aim is to diagnose patients faster and give them access to immediate support with the hope they can stay in their homes and communities for as long as possible. It's estimated 60 to 70% of patients waiting in hospital for long-term care suffer from dementia or Alzheimer's.
They're there because the person who's caring for them can no longer provide that care at home. They are stressed, they are tired, they didn't have resources to support them. So giving them the resources that they need in community, letting them know how to manage the disease as well as possible for as long as possible at home.
$1 million is being spent to roll out the plan. About 12,000 people in the province suffer from those conditions. Nova Scotia government has announced a plan it says will improve equity and safety for the LGBTQ plus community. This includes a commitment to boost funding for transgender and non-binary people seeking gender-affirming care. The government is also promising training for police, corrections, and victim services staff aimed at reducing bias. The plan notes that housing instability and discrimination disproportionately affects trans and gender diverse people as well as racialized Nova Scotians.
Get the Maritime's top stories, breaking news alerts, and watch live. Download the CTV News app.
Lots of action in downtown Halifax early this afternoon after fire broke out at the Scotiabank Centre. Broke out around 12:30 p.m. in the mezzanine area where some construction and welding work was underway. Fire crews made quick work of the blaze. The district chief says workers were all on a lunch break when the flames broke out.
Crews arrived very quickly on scene, confirmed that we had a fire on the mezzanine roof. Crews went into action right away, stretching lines. They got inside, started attacking the fire. We got the fire under control within, a minute of arrival. And then we spent some more time just checking for extension, make sure the fire didn't get inside the structure.
The arena was evacuated as a precaution. Events East, which runs the venue, says nobody was hurt, and the building is now being assessed for potential damage. As the investigation into that fatal dog attack continues in Nova Scotia, experts are weighing in now. One says cane corsos and Rottweilers can be safe family pets, but only if they're properly trained. CTV's Hafsa Arif has more.
13-year-old Drew Nickerson was riding his bicycle when he was attacked by 2 cane corsos and a Rottweiler. Mounties confirm one of the dog owners arrived at the scene and drove Drew to the hospital. He died days later.
They got onto the roadway, so I can't get into whether they were tied or kenneled or any other types of restraints. All I can say at this time, and I'm sure you can appreciate, we're still, drilling down on the details.
Longtime dog trainer Bob Ottenbright insists the breeds can be safe family pets, but only if properly trained and socialized.
They're super dogs, but if they're not trained and not socialized, there's a factor where they see outside influences in their environment as threats.
The municipality of the District of Shelburne says it's waiting for answers, but promises to act. In a statement, Warden Penny Smith says, following the conclusion of the investigation, we will review our current animal control bylaw and enforcement approach to determine whether improvements are needed. In the meantime, dog trainers are emphasizing training.
You cannot stop a strong dog, even a smaller dog, when they're intent on biting you. They can still do a lot of damage.
CTV's Hafsa Arif with that report. 4 people have been arrested after a gun was fired in Sydney this morning. Happened in the parking lot around 4:30 a.m. Witnesses saw a person firing a shot at 2 people who were running toward Welton Street. Police arrested 3 people and seized a firearm inside a vehicle. A second vehicle fled the scene, but that driver was later arrested at a home on Lingan Road. Nobody was hurt in all of this. Police say the parties involved were known to each other. 33-year-old man is facing a total of 9 charges following a disturbance at Scotia Square in Halifax last night. Police say they responded to the disturbance at a food court around supper time. A man apparently acting aggressively, making threats, pushing security guards. 33-year-old Jodel Stundon appeared in court today facing 9 charges, including assault and assault with a weapon. Jurors in the trial of a Moncton man accused of killing an elderly couple in Dieppe have been sent home for a long weekend. The judge dismissed the jury this morning, saying a legal issue had come up. 29-year-old Jansen Baker has pleaded not guilty to 2 counts of first-degree murder in the deaths of 74-year-old Rose-Marie Saunier and her husband, 78-year-old Bernard. They were shot and killed in their home in September of 2019. The Crown contends Baker broke into the house looking for the couple's son, Silvio, who died himself 4 years later. Testimony will resume on Monday. If it gets the green light from the province, we're getting an idea tonight of where photo radar may be set up in the Halifax area in the future.
In the past month, I've had 3 near misses where I've almost been hit in the sidewalk, walking my dog, and also carrying my 4.5-month-old son.
Dozens of residents attending a public meeting hosted by the city this evening focused on the issue of speeding along the busy Waverley Road. Along with police and public works, traffic and safety officials attended tonight. They were joined by the local MLA and a couple of city councillors. One says the area would be a good bet for speed cameras if they wind up in HRM. They would be permitted if approved under a revised Provincial Traffic Safety Act, which is expected to become law sometime this year.
It's still probably 8 to 12 months away before you're actually going to see those cameras, but I really feel it'll be a game changer. You'll see them all over the municipality, and then if you're speeding, and you'll get a ticket in the mail.
HRM officials have been pushing for the change, noting steep drops in the number of speeders, but some jurisdictions in other parts of the country have eliminated photo radar, calling them a cash grab, noting that the tickets are automatically sent to the registered owner of the vehicle, not necessarily the person who was actually driving too fast. People in the Canadian oil industry are keeping a very close eye on the ongoing situation involving Venezuela, and of course that includes people in that industry here in the Maritimes. The U.S. seizure of the country's oil reserves would require major upgrades to infrastructure there, but some say it could be done far more quickly than expected. That would be a major hit to the oil business in our country.
We don't have the luxury anymore to say, well, gee whiz, should we not develop our resources? Should we build another pipeline? I think our degrees of freedom, our choice set has diminished enormously.
Even if the American market dries up, Lee notes that Europe still needs oil, gas, and LNG, and with a little work, the St. John refinery, the largest in Canada, could be a central player in that. Okay, still to come tonight, Kaylin's full forecast, and we'll examine some of the challenges caregivers face for people with Alzheimer's disease. Coming up next, though, sales down, prices up.
How will I ever afford that? How will I ever save up for that?
The real estate market around here seems strong, especially for sellers, but that ship could be slowly turning. Details are next. Come on back. Home sale prices, I should say, in Nova Scotia have taken an almost double-digit leap in the past year. But as CTV's Callum Smith tells us tonight, those in the industry predict the growth will slow, which may allow some first-time buyers a chance to get in.
End goal is definitely to buy a house, and I just don't see that happening anytime soon.
That's the feeling of many Maritimers with a housing market that's continued to see price increases. According to the Nova Scotia Association of Realtors, the average home price in December jumped 8.6% compared to the same time last year, now totaling more than $479,000.
This is now the 400 to 500. Those are the same homes that we're looking at now that 10 years ago would have been 289 to 350.
Home sales across the province were down 2.1% in December, and new listings were down 4.5%.
The market has seen a drastic shift where buyers are having a hand in the market. It's hard for the sellers to accept that fact at this point because they are, used to getting more than what they're asking. Whereas buyers at this point are like, no, the market is shifting, so we are not going to pay over what you're asking.
And the Nova Scotia Association of Realtors says interest rates make it a good time for buyers to enter the market, but the overall price point daunting to those who hope to one day call home ownership a reality.
How will I ever afford that? How will I ever save up for that?
According to the association, the federal-provincial partnership for mass development and promised affordable homes at Shannon Park is a great step and hopes governments will put more emphasis on rent-to-own programs. But in the meantime, the prediction is slowed price growth.
I would say it's going to be very stable moving forward in 2026 and 2027.
I don't know that we're peaking at this time. I think that the home pricing right now, I don't think it can rise significantly over the next couple of years. I think that we are going to see the home pricing kind of steady out here.
Callum Smith, CTV News, Halifax.
Thank you, Callum. Time for a quick break. When we return, it's your complete maritime weather forecast. It was a pretty decent January day around here. Kaylin Mitchell will tell us what to expect as we ease into the weekend next. So it's Thursday night. It's the 8th day of January. It's Elvis Presley's 91st birthday today.
Really? Wow. Happy birthday to the king.
That's right. He's
wherever he is.
Celebrating quietly with friends.
That's true.
Have to say, not a bad day around here.
Yeah.
The rain finally let up and a little cool, but hey, it's January. Right?
Yeah, that rain really came down for a period of time there around the central part of Nova Scotia, including the Halifax area. Some totals reported in excess of 50 millimeters. Tonight, it's partly cloudy conditions and chilly temperatures as we fall underneath a little ridge of high pressure. We do have a lighter mix of some snow and some rain that is set to come through Friday night into early Saturday morning. So taking a look at our forecast timeline for cloud cover and precipitation tonight into the start of the day. For tomorrow, partly cloudy conditions. There may be a little bit of patchy fog. For the afternoon, mostly a mix of sun and cloud. Beginning around the mid-afternoon, a chance of flurries in the northwestern corner of New Brunswick. That will turn over to a mixture of snow and rain for the north of New Brunswick, moving into and through Friday evening with a risk of freezing rain in that mix. There may also be a little bit of a snow-rain mix for Prince Edward Island as it arrives later Friday evening and Friday night. And for Nova Scotia, this mostly looks like it's going to come through as a round of light rain, ending with a chance of some showers for Saturday morning. Taking a look at winds in the forecast for tomorrow, they change direction. They'll be out of the southwest, sustained 10 to 20 kilometers per hour with some gusts up between 20 and 40. Here's a look at our low temperatures in the forecast for tonight, and chilly. Lows for New Brunswick falling into a range of -6 to -10, down around -5, -6 for many communities in Prince Edward Island. Most of the low temperatures tonight for Nova Scotia between -6 and 0. Highs in the forecast for tomorrow between -2 and +2 for communities in the north of New Brunswick. Fredericton with a high temperature near 3 degrees. It'll be near 4 for Grand Manan and Campobello, near 3 for St. John, and then 2 degrees for Moncton in the southeast. In Prince Edward Island, expect high temperatures near 0 for O'Leary and Summerside, +1 for Cavendish, 0 for Charlottetown, and then 1 for Montague and Surrey. In Cape Breton tomorrow, the high temperatures between 0 and 3 degrees. And again, later Friday night, a little bit of light rain, drizzle making its way through. For northern and eastern areas of Nova Scotia, the high temperatures tomorrow in the low single digits, as they will be in Cumberland and Colchester counties, Hants County and Halifax County. That part of the province, mostly looking at high temperatures between 2 and 4 degrees. 4 degrees for the Annapolis Valley for Friday. It's above average for this time of the year, and high temperatures in the south shore of Nova Scotia between 2 and 4 degrees. Taking a look at the extended forecast towards the end of the weekend, here comes another low pressure system. And this one looks like it's going to be a more significant wintry mix for the region, with the most likely accumulations in snow, ice pellets, and freezing rain in the province of New Brunswick and Prince Edward Island, but with also a risk of some freezing rain around northern and eastern areas of Nova Scotia. So keep tabs on that Sunday forecast. Taking a look at our 7-day planner then for New Brunswick, I mean, no issues during the day on Saturday. Looks like it's quite nice for a January day with high temperatures up around the low to mid single digits. And then we've got that wintry mix that'll be developing on Sunday, so things could certainly turn slippery in the province. After that's a chance of flurries on Monday. Temperatures get a little bit chillier. Tuesday, a mix of sun and cloud, and watching for a mixture of showers and flurries on Wednesday of next week before it becomes seasonably cold for Thursday. For Nova Scotia, the outlook coming up Saturday morning, there's a chance of a few showers, but after that, the afternoon, mix of sun and cloud, high temperatures around the mid to high single digits. Snow turning over to rain, but again with a risk of some freezing rain in north and eastern parts of the province on Sunday, followed by flurries in the forecast for Monday. That's a mix of sun and cloud for Tuesday of next week, increase in cloudiness, mild temperatures for Wednesday, and then flurries leading into some colder temperatures for Thursday night. For Prince Edward Island in the forecast, a chance of a few showers Saturday morning, but the high temperature on Saturday, 8 degrees. Wintry mix developing on Sunday could be snow, ice pellets, and freezing rain. It's followed by flurries in the forecast for Monday, a mix of sun and cloud Tuesday and Wednesday, and then flurries on Thursday of next week. Bruce.
Thank you, sir. Wake up weather still to come. We will just take a quick little break right now. Hope to see you on the other side.
#1 morning show in Halifax. Turk, Megan, and Amateur Alex. And home to the biggest artists. Halifax's #1 hit music station. 101.3 Virgin Radio.
Alzheimer's disease doesn't just affect memory, it reshapes the lives of the patients and everyone around them. CTV's Emma Convey today met a devoted husband and caregiver who's navigating that disease and helping others do the same.
You said they're in the catacombs of Paris? John Van Gerp remembers the woman she was, her laugh, her love, and the life they built.
We met when we were 17 in grade 12 at Queen Elizabeth High School. I still remember in math class looking over and thinking, wow, look at that pretty girl. I wonder if I could get to know her.
And that he did. They traveled, raised a family, and have now been married for 41 years. In 2021, their journey took a turn.
I wasn't sure exactly what the diagnosis would be, but I knew there were issues. Rock and roll forever.
October 2021, Heather was diagnosed with primary progressive aphasia.
Alzheimer's and other types of dementias, there's actual physical changes happening in the brain. With Alzheimer's specifically, there's plaques and tangles that are getting in the way of the brain functioning, and the cells are shrinking and dying. So there actually is physical change. The person's not just giving you a hard time, they're having a hard time.
16,000 people live with dementia in Nova Scotia. That's expected to increase to almost 30,000 by 2050. The symptoms can vary.
We hear a lot about short-term memory loss, so not remembering conversations that recently happened, forgetting where you've placed things, putting things in odd spaces, forgetting words, and then some of the signs that we might not always associate with dementia are some personality changes.
Then the physical issues started showing up. She was having difficulty walking. She was dragging one of her legs. She would get confused with simple things.
Van Gerp cared for her at home for 4 years. Now she lives at a long-term care home where he visits her.
I spend my time with her every day. You know, little things, little connectedness, and if she laughs, that's all I want.
Emma Convey, CTV News.
Thank you, Emma. Time for one final break tonight. Coming up, a milestone birthday for a remarkable Maritimer and a remarkable hockey player. First, though, it's your wake-up weather. Here's a look at Truro, Lower Truro. That's what I was trying to say. Almost midnight, a snowy evening. Stay with us. Be right back. Okay, Friday morning is upon us now. We'll kick it off with a look at the wake-up weather and Kalen.
Pretty quiet start to the day of tomorrow as far as weather conditions go. Partly cloudy skies, maybe a little bit of patchy fog. Morning temperatures will be chilly, sitting mostly a few to several degrees below zero around the region. For the afternoon, a lot of the high temperatures come up into the range of around -1 to +3. There'll be a light southwest wind, mostly a mix of sun and cloud. But remember, coming up Friday night, a mixture of some snow and some rain across the north of New Brunswick and into Prince Edward Island. Mostly looking at some lighter rain and some drizzle for southern areas of New Brunswick as well as Nova Scotia. Bruce.
Thank you, sir. We'll see you again tomorrow. Well, a big birthday party for a Cape Breton Centenarian today. Mike Campbell got some nationwide recognition a few years back for playing hockey into his 90s. CTV's Ryan McDonald stopped by today for the big 100th birthday.
Mike Campbell's home was packed with family and friends today, all here to wish the New Waterford area man and local legend a happy 100th birthday.
I never thought I'd reach it.
Not many who hit the ice with Campbell over the years would have bet against him. He played hockey into his 90s, one of the oldest players in Canada. 10 years ago, we visited him at the rink for his 90th birthday.
I just love the competition, and I love the exercise, and I never have to force myself to go.
A few years back, Campbell finally hung up his skates at the age of 94.
He is unbelievable. He walked all his life. He walked for miles every day after he retired.
The father of 12's home is filled with pictures of a long and rich life. He was a coal miner for 16 years. His headlamp and helmet are on the wall, and every few minutes someone new showed up to wish the birthday boy well.
He's likable. He's interested when you're talking. He's very interested in your conversation. He loves to have conversation with little kids.
I talk a lot, exercise, Yeah. You can't sit around and wish, You got to move. And that's what I always done.
A man still on the move and who today had 100 reasons to celebrate. Ryan McDonald, CTV News, New Victoria, Nova Scotia.
Happy birthday to you, Mike. That is your late news tonight. If you joined us late, you'd like another look at anything you've seen, ctvnewsatlantic.ca. It's always your home for news. I'm Bruce Frisco. Thank you for staying up late with us tonight. Have a good evening, and we hope to see you again tomorrow for Friday.